All right. Welcome back, everybody. This is Unwired Appalachian Podcast. We got a special guest today, Coach Chris McNamee. If he's here, it means football season is right around the corner. Coach, just kind of talk about, practice started, last Thursday for you guys. Just kind of talk about practice right now and getting ready for the season.
Well, it's always an exciting time coming off dead period, and I think dead period's a good thing for everybody to kind of get away, enjoy some family time, and then come back ready to go. And so we started back Thursday and went Thursday evening, Friday morning, and kids were excited. Had a couple good practices, of course. A long way to go before we get in any kind of shape or anything like that. But it's good to be back out on the field with them.
Yeah, a great season last year, didn't end the way you might have wanted it, but, it's going to be a kind of new year for you guys. Got some new guys in new spots. I have to step up, kind of talk about that. If you want us to talk about the quarterback spot, because, Isaac Duty was, a 3-4 year starter for you guys. Just kind of talk about, the quarterbacks replace the kid like Isaac Duty, where you guys are at. Trying to fill that spot right now.
Yeah, Isaac was a 3-year starter for us at quarterback, and J.J. Reynolds will be a junior. J.J. Did a great job for us in our JV as a freshman and sophomore. Stepped in last year, played a lot of receiver. Really smart kid. So we're really excited about what he brings to the offense. Able to run the football, throws the ball well. Really a student of the game and understands what we're trying to do. So. Really excited to get JJ back there. And then, you lose somebody like Brendan Anthony, and that's hard to replace. Brendan was kind of do-it-all kind of guy on offense and defense and special teams. So trying to fill in for him is going to be tough. But, Jaden Justice is coming back. He'll be a junior running back, linebacker, similar to what Brendan did for us. And, we've got several pieces coming back. We lost a lot of guys up front, Lane Ford, Will Harold. Those guys graduated, and just up front's going to be where we're had the least experience. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how that comes along, and hopefully we'll continue to get better before the season starts.
Yeah, those skill spots, I mean, you're used to having to plug in guys there, but up front, everything starts up front for every offense. Just talk about how important those big guys up front are. They set the tone. Physical guys up front. Just talk about how important those guys up front are for any offense. I mean, especially what you guys like to do.
Well, I think that's the key to any offense. If you got some guys up front who, get on blocks, stay on blocks, take a lot of pride in what they do, then that really kind of sets the tone for your offense. And, we've got kids like Caden Thacker coming back. Connor Ratliff will step into a more predominant role this year. Henry McNamee had a little surgery here in the summer, but hopefully we'll get him back before too long, and looking forward to having him back. He got a lot of time last year at offensive line. And then, he's got some other holes to fill in, and had to leave some young guys that are really going to have to step up and grow up pretty quick. But the good thing about it is they're working hard right now, have great attitudes, and that's all you can ask this time of year.
Yeah, and, offense, you really don't measure an offense at the beginning of the season. It's what you do by the end. Just talk about how good this offense can be by the end of the season. It seems like you still got some talent. It's just got to get that experience, I think, right?
Yeah, I think you look at, Mikey Hager had a heck of a year for us last year, but a little past midseason, had a season-ending injury and didn't get to play for us the last part of the year and into the playoffs. And he's worked extremely hard to get back, and he's had a really good summer as far as going to camps, but Mike is going to be a leader for us on and off the field. And then Kingston Braxton's back. Kingston had a good year for us last year as a sophomore, be a junior. Quentin Warren coming back. He was hurt early in the year, came back and made a big difference for us, especially on the defensive side of the ball early. But we expect him to do a little more on both sides of the football this year. And so looking forward to having those guys back. And we've got a little depth at some receiver spots. So just really looking forward to watching it all come together.
Just kind of flip the switch and talk about defense. I know you guys like to get after it. I know Coach Sullivan likes to use those linebackers and put a lot of pressure on people, give people different looks. Just talk about the defense this year. I know you talked about losing Brendan Anthony. You also lost a couple other guys up front too. Just kind of talk about this defense. I know you will have some guys back though, especially at those linebacker spots.
Yeah, you lost. Of course, we said Brendan. Isaiah Stanley was an outside linebacker for us. Deontay Stevens was a 3-year starter at safety for us. was hurt a lot last year, but still had a lot of experience. And some of those guys up front that really did a good job for us. Isaiah Hurt stepped in and had a lot of time last year, and so that's going to be the thing this year. We won't be as deep offensively and defensively, but these guys are going to have to be in great shape and be able to go both ways, and I think that's what they want to do. It may just take a little longer to get there than what we hope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, every year it seems like we talk about tough schedule. It seems like you didn't take a break again this year. Just kind of talk about this schedule that you guys got. I know from the get go, it's rough. The first 6-7 weeks is unbelievably tough, especially trying to learn new spots and stuff like that. You're going to get a lot of experience to get some good competition.
Yeah, we're kind of throwing some of those young guys to the fire early. We open up at Cal, Christian Academy of Louisville, and they're I think 2-time defending 3A state champs, and do a great job, have a great program. That'll be a great experience for us to be able to go there, play against a quality, top-notch team. And so hopefully we'll learn a lot from doing that. And then come back, and in the Pike County Bowl, have Cabell Midland, good-sized school out of West Virginia, and then Raceland. And Raceland looks like they didn't lose a whole lot last year. It's got a lot coming back, so we'll play them. And then Johnson Central has got a lot coming back. Of course, they lost the running back, but everything up front for them, to the best of my knowledge, is coming back. So Coach Peck does a great job down there, and we'll be going down there to play them. And then, of course, we've got Belfry, always a good team, and I think up front they're going to be really good again this year.
Stacked.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of their guys coming back. So and then you get in the district schedule, and we've got we picked up Powell County and Bracken County to round out the schedule. But the first time in a long time we've had a 10-game regular season schedule.
Yeah.
And so we're excited about that. Some of the teams are going to be tough, but it'll be fun, and we'll learn from each Friday night.
Yeah, district, you got Hazard and Paintsville in there. Never easy games. I mean, those are the ones that I'm sure they're circling. You all probably looking forward to those games too. Just talk about how big those district games are, because that has all the playoff implications.
That's huge. And Hazard, Coach Tanner stepping in his first year, I thought he did a great job last year, and I know they've got a lot of momentum going into this year. So that's always a big game for us and them. Kind of the district championships usually on the line that Friday night. So I know they're going to be a much improved team as well. Paintsville has a new coach this year. Not sure exactly what all they've got coming back, but Pikeville Paintsville has always been a rivalry in the past, and we look forward to them coming down here this year.
Yeah, just kind of talk about the Pike County Bowl a little bit. Cabell Midland, it's always a top team out of West Virginia, always a tough. Just talk about how, early in the season after, you got LCA to open. I mean, it gets no easier. Just talk about how big that Pike County Bowl is, how exciting it is for your kids, because huge crowd. I mean, a lot of excitement. It comes week 2. I know you're probably looking week 1 first, but still a huge game with a great team.
It is, and that's I know our kids, our coaches, our community. I think all of the region really looks forward to that weekend of football, because you've got Friday night over at Belfry, and then over our place on Saturday night. Always good quality games, and this year we've got Cabell Midland. I think Belfry's playing Louisville Central, so. Be some great games Friday and Saturday night. And don't know a lot about Cabell Midland right now. I know Coach Salmon's left there prior to last year and went over to Corbin, and he's done a good job. But just don't know a lot about them right now. But I know that they're, I think, a little bit bigger school than we are. Have great tradition, a great program, and that's always a great atmosphere around the Pike County Bowl.
Yeah, last little things, I won't let you go. But beforehand, we were talking about the the Senate Bill 181. I did a little story about it, and kind of talk a little bit about. I know it affects communication a little bit, but how do you adjust to something like that? I mean, is it just learning the ropes, the do's, the don'ts? And what's been the biggest thing about that so far? I know it's early in this bill, and there's some confusion about what you can and can't do. Just kind of talk about how you're dealing with that right now.
Yeah, well, we've always had it was a Remind app, and it's through the school, and it's always been traceable communication. But we've always been able to text kids. Like if we had one kid going to a camp and if a college coach wanted us to get a hold of him, we could just text him. Well, we can't do that anymore without going through the traceable communication. And our district has, I think our administrators have been out in front of this, and we have a new app that all of our kids are signed up with, and we'll communicate all of our things through that. They can message me by myself, message the group, they can message with their coaches. And then we think there's going to be some waivers somewhere down the line that if parents want or would prefer us to text them and their child, then we can do that. But, that's what I try to tell our guys, because it is a little bit, it's a few extra steps and it's something we're not used to, but, being football type people, you're always having to adapt to different things. And this is just an obstacle that we're going to have to get through and make sure we do things the right way. I think behind the bill was good intentions. They just didn't think a lot of this stuff out. That's just the everyday usage that we have to have. And, when you're trying to communicate to 50 different kids, and sometimes you have to do that separately, it makes it a little bit cumbersome sometimes. But I think it's something just like everything else. We'll get used to it and we'll be fine with it.
Yeah. I guess that's all I have for you right now. This is Unwired Appalachian. Pikeville coach Chris McNamee. Season's right around. We hope it's a fun season, deep playoff run for Pikeville once again. Stay tuned for next time. Thanks a lot.